A new generation political association called the Youth Party has faulted members of the Senate and House of Representatives for ignoring certain sections of the Constitution. This comes days after lawmakers voted to amend critical areas of the 1999 Constitution. According to the National Publicity Secretary of the Youth Party, Ayodele Adio, the continuous deregistration of political parties without a court order will limit the growth of parties and party candidates in the country. He added that the recommendation of applicants to the president should be done by a respectable board in order to avoid partisanship.
Imperative to address how the Youth Party has found it imperative to address how the National Assembly has voted on the 68 constitutional amendment bills and other critical amendments that were either ignored to protect certain interests or were deemed unimportant enough. But first, it is fair to commend the National Assembly for considering and passing some of the recommendations that we put forward in the various hearings that were held across the 6 geopolitical zones. Some of those recommendations that we made were on local government autonomy, were on the establishment of the State Security Council, and of course compulsory basic primary education. It's important that we commend them that they found the courage to pass those recommendations. That said, we are deeply disappointed that a National Assembly that is led by progressives spectacularly failed to consider any of the gender right bills that were placed before it. This party, the Youth Party, has long advocated for the amendments of Section 48, 91, 71, and of course Section 72 to reflect the national gender policy by ensuring that 35% of the composition of national and state House of Assemblies be reserved for women to promote gender diversity. And so we are deeply disappointed that as progressive as our society is, the National Assembly failed in this important task to ensure a level of gender diversity in government. Secondly, and more importantly, we are deeply disappointed that the National Assembly shied away from our recommendations to amend Section 225A of the Constitution that speaks to the deregistration of political parties. We had strongly recommended that provision should apply only to political parties that have had the opportunity to participate in the electoral process over a 4-year term.